Good afternoon from beautiful Spain, and thank you so much for joining us on this webinar in which we're going to analyze the current situation of the Golden Visa or the residence by investment in Spain. And it is our aim to answer to all your questions and clarify any doubts that you may have due to the outburst in the media regarding the validity of this process. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Adriana Maria Barba, and along with my partner, Manuel Vázquez, we are the managing partners of Vázquez Barba International Legal Consultants. We are a law firm with headquarters in Spain, and the main objective of our firm is to assist international investors to make their investments in Spain efficient and anxiety-free. The firm has been established for 10 years, and since its foundation, it has been named as one of the best law firms in Spain. It has been also my honor from last year to be listed as one of the best lawyers in Spain for international investors. I'm a lawyer both in the United States and in Spain, and I'm specialized in international taxation. After living in Latin America, then moving to the United States, and now living and having created my company in Spain, I don't regret my decision to having moved to Spain for a minute, and it has become my personal objective to make this path easier than it was for me when I did it over 10 years ago. So let us get into the subject of this webinar. We're going to be here for no more than 20 minutes, so I encourage you to send your questions on the chat box that we have. We are currently transmitting on several social media platforms, and as I said, it is our aim to answer to all your questions while we're here live. So let's start by clarifying that is always possible, as the current legislation states today, for an foreign investor to invest in Spain. There are some other jurisdictions that require that you have a partner that is a national of the country, or that you nationalize, or that you are a permanent resident. That is not the case in Spain. As a foreigner, you can invest in Spain according to the current legislation. We're going to base this webinar on real estate investment, which is the kind of investment that is most typical for international investors. So, as an international investor, you can always, as I just mentioned, invest in Spain. And I'm going to describe to you quickly the process of how, as an international investor, we advise you to invest in Spain. Our law firm, in addition to being a law firm, is also a licensed real estate agency. So we have properties on our portfolio that we can offer to you. But in case that you don't choose one of the properties in our portfolio, we can also assist you if you have already found the property that you have decided to purchase. The first step for an international investor is to execute a power of attorney. This power of attorney will grant us several faculties. One of them, and one that is a preliminary one, is to obtain your foreign ID number. This number is a requirement, and it is a necessary number for you to enter into any contracts in Spain. In addition, the power of attorney will allow us to complete the purchase for you. And if you decide for us to manage the property afterwards, as I mentioned, we're a real estate agency, we can also manage the property for you afterwards. So the first step will be to execute the power of attorney. Then to obtain your foreign ID number. Then we have to open a bank account in Spain for you. And that is necessary because all your expenses regarding your real estate investment have to be linked to a Spanish bank account. Once all those preliminary steps are set, then we can start the process of searching for a property. And we can happily assist you in finding the ideal property for you. We have reach throughout Spain. We have offices both in Barcelona and Madrid, and we're recently launched, and very soon we're going to announce the opening of our office in Malaga. But those are just our permanent offices. We can assist you throughout the whole territory. Once you have identified the property, we can negotiate the appropriate contracts so they are favorable to you as an international investor, complete the closing, and also as a law firm, we take a special care in the registration of the property on your name and then on the payment of taxes according to your fiscal planning, which we do very carefully, taking into account the jurisdiction where your funds are coming from. Once you have completed the purchase, you will be able to either use that property for your private use or rent it out depending on the location where you have bought it and the legislation that is in place in the autonomous community or the region where you have purchased that property. It is still possible to obtain properties with touristic licenses, and we offer an excellent property managed service that will allow you to just get rentability from your investment in Spain. You will always deal regarding your property with me directly. I take care of all the English-speaking clients in our firm and regarding all the topics regarding your property. Now, and this will be in a very summarized way, the manner in which foreign investors obtain property in Spain. Again, just to make it very clear, as a foreigner, you can still, and it has always been the case, invest in Spain without the need of a Spanish partner or without obtaining a Spanish residency or Spanish citizenship prior to purchasing the property. Now, if that property that you purchase is of a value of €500,000 or more, the purchasing of that property grants you as an investor the right to obtain permanent residency, not only for you, but also for your spouse and for your minor children. And this is commonly known as the Golden Visa. In order to submit a Golden Visa application, you have to have completed the purchase of the property fully and completely. The property has to be registered under your name, and then and only then you can start the application for a Golden Visa. I know, and that's part of the reason why this webinar is being imparted today, that there has been some media outburst on several media outlets regarding the ending of the Golden Visa. As of today, the legislative apparatus of Spain has not reached any definite conclusions that change in any way the application for this Golden Visa. There might be, as always, changes in the future, but as of today, you can still apply for a Golden Visa pursuant real estate investment in Spain. There has been the suspicion that there might be changes. So I encourage you, if this is a process that interests you, to start your application as soon as possible. We submitted an application yesterday and we just finished one today. The possibility to apply is still current and no definite changes have happened as of yet. That is no guarantee that they may happen in the future, but as of today, the law is still valid. Now, this golden visa offers the possibility to obtain permanent residency or permanent resident status, not only for the investor, but for the spouse, but also for minor children of the investor, not only for real estate investment, but also for an investment in a bank in stocks and bonds that trade in the IBEX, which is the Spanish trade market, if the investment is of 1 million euros. This investment is much faster than the purchasing of a real estate property. And again, as of today, it continues to be valid. There is also the possibility to obtain golden visa if you purchase Spanish stocks and bonds in a Spanish public debt for an amount of 2 million euros. Again, this is a process that it can be done very quickly. And if you complete that purchase of stocks and bonds, government stocks and bonds, the application for a golden visa is still possible as of today. The main purpose of this webinar is to reassure you that we don't know what may happen in the future, but as of today, there have been not definite changes. So if your interest is to apply for a golden visa in Spain, as of today, August 1st, 2024, it is still possible to do it. I will be very happy to answer to any questions regarding this topic. Let me know if you have any questions on the chat box, or if you later watch this webinar on our LinkedIn page or on YouTube. I will be attentive to your comments on the chat box. But I encourage you to apply as soon as possible before there are any changes. As I was mentioning to you in the beginning, I was born in Latin America and lived in Latin America all my childhood and part of my youth. I later lived in the United States, where I became a lawyer, and I have been living in Spain, and I have been an investor in Spain, a company owner in Spain, and the head of my law firm here in Spain. And I don't regret my decision to having chosen Spain as the country where I lived, where I make my life, where I enjoy my everyday. As you very well may know, because you are watching this webinar, Spain is the country with the highest quality of life in the world. It has a healthcare system that is unparalleled. It's a country with diverse culture and where the enjoyment of life is paramount and a priority. So if your interest is to protect your patrimony, maybe later move to Spain, give a better quality of life to your children, and make your descendants become Spaniards, I encourage you to take advantage of this opportunity, because there is the possibility that it might not be current for much longer. If you are of Latin American descent, once you become a permanent resident through the investment on real estate, on Spanish stocks or bonds, or on government bonds, after 2 years of permanent residency, which does not require, if you acquire permanent resident status through golden visa, that you move permanently to Spain, After 2 years, you will be able to apply for Spanish citizenship. The Spanish citizenship process and application process, it should not take longer than a year to be approved. If it takes longer than a year, then we can make an inquiry, a formal inquiry to the government for you to obtain an answer regarding your citizenship application. So if you start your golden visa application today, you can very much make a viable plan to have a Spanish passport in a period of approximately 5 years. This is if you are of Latin American descent. This applies for citizens of territories that were former territories of Spain. If you're not part of these territories, then the period to apply for citizenship after making an investment and becoming a permanent resident is of 10 years. So as I have just explained, there are innumerable advantages to investing in Spain, to become a permanent resident in Spain, and to start a plan to have citizenship in Spain. I encourage you to make this decision as soon as possible. We have available appointments for this week or next week, and you can just send us an email at the same email in which you received the invitation for this webinar, and we will be more than happy to set up a personalized consultation for you to evaluate the options that specifically apply for you or your clients. I look forward to hear from you. Do take advantage of this opportunity while it is still valid law, and we will continue to keep you updated if there happen to be any changes of the law. But I reiterate, as of today, it is still possible to apply for permanent residency status in Spain through investment in real estate, in banking, or in government bonds. As I see that there are no questions that are being posed while I'm here live, I look forward to receive your questions and your inquiries at info@vvilc.com, which is the same email in which you received the invitation for this webinar. I very much look forward to be of service to you and hopefully of having you here in sunny Spain soon. See you next time in our next webinar.